What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. Deposit $100 and you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Deposits $2,000 and you're guaranteed 30. And the offer ends very soon at the end of March. So what's happening to the market so far is that as far as SPY is going, we're holding up quite nicely so far. We saw a nice push in the beginning only to slow back down, and now we're just consolidating in this range. The question is, what's going to happen from here? Well, we had Jerome Powell giving his testimony, and what happened was today he would come in front of the Senate, and tomorrow he's going to be coming in front of the House of Representatives to give more answers. And he didn't really say much. First, he gave his opening regards about the economy, about what's happening so far, and he maintained his very optimistic view. He was even a little bit more dovish, if anything. And then that didn't really affect the market too much. What caused the big move was when he was getting questioned by John Kennedy. And Kennedy started to ask him about, the hard landing narrative, if that's on the table or not, and what's going on with all of this. And Jerome Powell said that so far the U.S. is not in a recession. And then he started to kind of continue to, maintain the soft landing narrative. So the whole soft landing narrative really helped the market push in the beginning. And then as time went on, he was just being very ambiguous. He was asked questions about tariffs. He was asked about politics, and he continued to just sway away from it, saying that he did not want to comment on tariffs and such. And then finally, he was asked about banking security and things like that. As soon as he was started to be asked about tariffs, we did see the market slow down a little bit because of what these politicians were saying. But Jerome Powell didn't really say much. Most of what he said was just him trying to avoid questions. And the same thing is going to likely happen tomorrow when he's in front of the House of Representatives. That might be even crazier. So just get ready, guys. But that's pretty much it. Now we have Donald Trump who's taking the stage. So Donald Trump could be announcing more tariffs on major trading partners today. He could do this today or tomorrow. He mentioned that most likely it's going to be today or tomorrow when he was being interviewed yesterday. So we'll see about that. We'll see if Donald Trump gives us any sort of announcement. We're going to be very, very patient. If he announces an increase in tariffs for particular countries, such as like Japan, Germany, or the EU, keep in mind that the EU already mentioned that they are going to retaliate if Trump does that. So, that's going to be very important. The market knows this, so we're getting ready. If he makes that announcement, whether it's today or tomorrow, there could be like a downside move. I'm not sure if it's going to come as soon as today. We'll have to wait and see. Also, keep in mind that tomorrow is going to be Wednesday, so we have CPI coming out before market open. I would like Trump to make the announcements before, but we'll see how it goes, guys. It could go either way. But in this case, okay, we're just shuffling on SPY. We're just stuck in this range right here. If we lose 602, I'm looking for a dump to 605.98. If we break past 605.5, we're looking for an attempt for 608. We're stuck in the middle, so give this some time to develop. There's not really much going on until we see these levels break. If we break 528 on the QQQ, we're looking for a push. If we lose 524, we're looking for a dip back down. Otherwise, we're stuck in the middle. Also on the QQQ, we're waiting to see what Trump's announcement is going to be like, and the market's being patient. There is a risk of some downside, though. I mean, I forgot to mention this, but on SPY, there's the possibility, it's not a guarantee, but a possibility of a head and shoulders, maybe. Not saying it will play out or not. It depends if we get a rejection or not. So I'll be watching that very closely if this is about to develop like this. So we have to just wait and see just to be for safe. This could also be a double top on the QQQ. We're not 100% sure, so we'll see just to be safe. On the Russell, it is shuffling, but there is a little bit more of a downward slope to it. So if we lose 225, we could be dipping to like the 223s. And we have to reclaim like 227 to bounce. Otherwise, this is still favoring the downwards direction. On ES, we're getting rejected off this yellow trend line of resistance. We had a rejection here, rejection here. We tried to push above this and rejected over and over again. So if we end up losing 60-70, we're looking for essentially 60-46 as our next level of support. There's going to be a risk of us dipping a little bit lower, especially as time goes on. So just be careful, guys, as we're hitting resistance right now on ES and many of these other tickers. I'm going to warn you guys to just be very, very careful. We'll see if we break out to the upside. I want to see it break 61.20 to be more bullish. If not, there's going to be that risk of rejection. So we'll see if we reject or not. On NQ, the same thing is going on. We came very close to 22,000. Every time we've hit that for the last couple of months, we've rejected. So watch and see if we end up losing 21,686. If that's the case, this will be dipping more. So please keep that in mind. There's going to be that risk of downside. Bitcoin's rejecting, so it could be dipping to 95,000. On Nvidia, we're flat right now. We have support right around this like 132 area and also at 130. We also have resistance around 135, a little bit below that. So if we break that resistance, start pushing higher, we're looking for this gap fill above. If we end up losing 130, we're looking for a dump back down towards like the 128. So we're stuck in the middle. This is at risk of dipping a bit more. We'll have to see if that ends up being the case with the new tariffs that could be coming out. So be patient with Nvidia. I believe that it will eventually come back up to fill this gap. There's going to be a run coming over the next couple of weeks. So the medium term is still bullish, but the short term could be complicated depending on the tariff news. Keep that in mind. Tesla's looking more bearish. We got this big rejection. There's lots of bad news involving their sales. Elon Musk is getting lots of scrutiny for his politics, at least from mainstream media. So we're going to be watching to see if 332.5 holds. If not, we're dumping to like 330. And if we lose 330, expect another big dump all the way down to the lower 320s. It's not looking too good. If we reclaim 340, we could try to bounce, but as of right now, Tesla looks a little bit lackluster. Apple hit resistance around this 235 area. We have support at 231.68. We're stuck in the middle. There's going to be a risk of it dipping, though, if we can to reclaim that resistance. Coin is dipping right now as well, following Bitcoin. If we don't hold support at the 265 area, expect more downside, so it might be visiting that area. Amazon's shuffling around the 230 area. If that does not hold us, we could be dumping to like 228, so just keep that in mind. Meta's resilient is trying to hold 710. As long as we hold that, we could try to bounce for 720. If we lose 710, we will be dipping, so we're stuck in a range right now. So we'll see how Meta ends up doing. As long as 710 holds, we're still technically more bullish. On Microsoft, we're a little bit more bearish, looking for a dip to about 408. And then last but not least, we have Google, which could be dipping to about 185. So for now, guys, the market is looking very complicated. We're starting to dip a little bit, but we're still stuck within a range. So we have to give the market some time. There's a somewhat downward slope to it. That's the reason why the market's in the red, but it's not that bad yet. We have to wait and see. So we're just waiting. If Donald Trump makes these announcements, it's going to cause a big move. Maybe it's going to be today or tomorrow, but get ready, guys, for some high volatility. With that being said, I thank you all so much for listening. Don't forget that CPI is going to be tomorrow. So if you're going to hold anything overnight, be careful. I might give you guys one more warning before the end of the day just to give you guys some insights about that. And we'll have to wait and see how things end up going. Don't forget that Jerome Powell is also going to be giving another testimony tomorrow in front of the House of Representatives. So whatever the guy says could also cause more volatility, at least. But I think that he's going to be very ambiguous and try his best to not say anything too crazy, because he knows the effects that his words have. And, sometimes he's very, very careful. So with that being said, the market's a little boring. It's going to be like shuffling for quite some time, but there will be a bigger move coming probably tomorrow once we get CPI. If not, once Donald Trump announces his tariff plan. So we'll see about that. We'll see when Trump does that. And I just want to give you guys a warning about all of this. Thank you for listening, guys. Have a good day. Don't forget there is a gap below on SPY, so the risk is a bit more in favor of downside, but we'll see just to be safe. All right. Have a good one, guys. See you guys very soon, and peace out.